bridge pose. Wonderful pose, an inversion, but it's cooling because of the Jalandhara Bandha in the neck. Here we are in bridge. Now, if you do bridge pose and it hurts your back, sometimes you'll just say, okay, I'll put a block underneath it. But all I've done is I'm teaching my body to kind of collapse in on the prop. And you'll get it even bigger. It doesn't really matter. I am getting a little bit of an opening and a lengthening on the block at the highest height, or if you use 2 or 3 blocks at the lowest height, you really begin to get the architecture of the pose, but you're not training the body how to properly get in it. If I'm this high and I'm feeling it in my back, I'm underusing another part of the equation. Use your glutes. So if you're in a class and you hear Setu Bandhasana like don't use your glutes, it's just not true. You need to use your glutes. And if I stop using them, that puts a lot of pressure on the top of the pelvis, like down at my sacrum. So I've got to actively squeeze my glutes, which immediately clears that space of compression and tightness. I also want to use my hamstrings. So I make the action without moving my feet. Isometrically pull the feet back to the pelvis. Well, I actually get a little bit higher, and I'm really using the hamstrings. So the question is, where is your dominant action? Are you hamstring dominant or are you glute dominant? And which one do you need more of? And come back down. We also have a leg, many of us, that likes to go out. That'll be the leg that's harder to rein in. It'll be your leg that you think is easier in pigeon pose, by the way. But to keep that in line so you don't get a squeeze on that side of the sacrum in Setu Bandhasana, well, we have a handy dandy block. So you can take a block. Narrow side is good for most people. If you have a wider set pelvis, you might want to do it at the medium side, just so long as your feet are still hips width distance. So I can do it at either one. I'll do it at the wider one. And so before I even come up, I engage by hugging the block. And then I lift up. So I have to maintain the action of adduction, right? Bringing my legs to the midline, which is turning on all of the adductor muscles. For that leg, say it's my left leg, that would always want to wander, well, it gives me feedback right away that I kind of went mindless. I'm going to put the block back in. The inner thighs sometimes are referred to as the fourth hamstring. They're really an integral part of the core. So hug the block, squeeze the glutes, pull the feet back without letting them move. And now you see I'm really getting into this opening of the front line of the body, and from the knees going forward away from my face, I also come out of this maybe feeling of congestion or squeezing or tightness in the back. So throw the knees forward so my heels are light. Hug the block, pull the feet back, squeeze the glutes. And then I'm not just hanging out and using my back. And then the chin lifts. And you see the easy breath in the belly. Hugging the block also gives you more access to that equal standing, right? That samastitihi. So the pose is effortful, but joyous.